तो अक्षय कुमार दो बार हमारा टीम उनका टीम अक्षय जी का टीम का साथ बात हुआ। 10 दिन का कम रोल है इसलिए वो बहुत इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाया। ही वॉज राइट एंड ही डिड कट हिज फी, आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट विथ यू, एंड I didn't pay him anything until he finished the movie. We were taking from the south, everybody were coming down south and acting, and from south you people stole many of our beautiful women. For example, you stole
संदीप रेड्डी वांगास भद्राचलम पिक्चर्स, उन्होंने कहा दे आर लुकिंग फॉर aspiring actors and pump from your Twitter handle comes your statement saying applied. What's the truth? आप मूवी आर्टिस्ट एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट हैं। आपने एक लेटर भेजा था सिंटा को अबाउट प्रभास बीइंग कॉल्ड अ जोकर बाय अरशद वारसी, एंड आई लाइक द फैक्ट दैट यू स्टूड अप फॉर योर ओन पीपल। वेयर डज दैट करेज कम फ्रॉम? Manchu Parivar, family also gets a certain amount of criticism.
We do get it.
But do you feel sometimes it becomes ज़्यादा ही overbearing and unfair?
See, brother, I'll tell you one thing.
I mean, there's a WhatsApp group of Telugu actors where supposedly Rana's there, Ram Charan, everyone's there. And whenever someone gets a trailer out, they put it there so everyone can tweet it or spread the word around. Are you part of the Telugu industry WhatsApp group of actors?
I was. Allu Arjun won the national award. The hint of jealousy, I'm telling you.
Deep down, do you have this aspiration कि मुझे एक full-fledged, hardcore हिंदी फिल्म करना है?
No.
विष्णु 10 साल लग गए बनाने के लिए मूवी। हाँ, 10 साल में कभी ऐसा एक सिचुएशन था जब आपको लगा कि यार मैं होप गिव अप कर रहा हूं, मेरे लिए टफ है, आई कांट डू दिस एनीमोर, ऐसा हुआ?
सी बात करने के पहले मैं एक राइडर दे रहा हूँ आपको। मेरे को हिंदी अच्छी तरह नहीं मालूम है, बात करने के लिए कोशिश करूँगा, मगर गलत है तो माफ़ करिए। ओके
हम सबको माफ करते हैं, हमारा दिल बहुत बड़ा है। वी आर वेरी लविंग।
ये 10 साल से फिल्म शुरू नहीं हुआ, सिर्फ स्क्रिप्टिंग हो रहे थे, और 2014 से स्क्रिप्टिंग करने के लिए शुरू किया। ये क्यों इतनी दिन लगा? क्योंकि मेरा बजट बहुत बड़ा था कन्नप्पा के लिए, और सिर्फ मेरा मार्केट 25 to 30 करोड़ था। उसमें शर्म नहीं है बोलने के लिए, यू हैव टू स्पीक द फैक्ट। एंड मैं सोच रहा था इतने दिन अच्छा मेरा फिल्म और बड़ा हो जाएगा, मेरा फिल्म माउंट करूँगा। 2023 में एक फ़िल्म करना था मैं, और मेरे पिताजी बुलाकर सुनो 10 करोड़ में एक फ़िल्म बन रहे तो रिस्क है, 1000 करोड़ से फिल्म बन रहे तो भी रिस्क है। रिस्क है। आप बहुत दिन से कनप्पा में काम कर रहे हैं ना, ये फिल्म कर लो, ये अच्छा चलेगा, रिस्क ले रहे ना, ले लो ये रिस्क। इसलिए और पिताजी बोला गलत है तो मैं आपका पीछे है, मैं तेरा पीछे हूँ, मैं तू जा, मैं भी सब सपोर्ट करूँगा। एंड विद माय फादर्स ब्लेसिंग आई जंप्ड इन।
बट आई लव द फैक्ट 1000 करोड़ भी रिस्क है, 10 करोड़ भी रिस्क है, सो रिस्क है, जस्ट गो फॉर इट, है ना?
दैट्स इट।
देखा जाए व्हाट नेम्स यार, अक्षय कुमार, प्रभास, मोहनलाल, कांट गेट बिगर देन दैट। बट ये बताओ कि ये एक फोन कॉल में आ गए?
प्रभास को ऐसे ही पूछा, ब्रदर ऐसी फिल्म करना है, क्या फिल्म? कन्नप्पा कर रहा हूँ, वहाँ उसमें कैरेक्टर है, करना है आप, ओके आई विल डू इट, ऐसे ही बोला। एंड मोहनलाल जी को मैं जाकर बचपन से मेरे पिताजी जैसा है, बचपन से उसको सर का फिल्म का देखकर मैं आई ग्रो अप, एंड पूरा कहानी बोलकर मैं बोला आपको 6-7 डेज चाहिए, आप ओके है तो हम कर लूँगा। ओके मैं करूँगा। सीधा जाकर आई फेल एट हिज फीट, आई सेड फॉर मी यू आर अ लेजेंड एंड फॉर मी टू एक्ट विथ यू इट्स अ ऑनर। देन मिस्टर अक्षय कुमार दो बार हमारा टीम अक्षय जी का टीम का साथ बात हुआ। 10 दिन का कम रोल है इसलिए वो बहुत इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाया। अक्षय जी का टीम। इसके बाद में अक्षय जी का डायरेक्टर एक आदमी था, सुधा कंगरू जी।
जी।
सुधा जी को बोला मैं, आप फिल्म कर रहे, एक बार बात करिए, आई नीड हिम इन द फिल्म। उसके बाद अक्षय जी का साथ बात हुआ और मैं हम दोनों फ़ोन में बात किया है।
मैंने सुना है, करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग, ओके, कि नन ऑफ दी स्टार्स, मोहनलाल, प्रभास, अक्षय कुमार, इन लोगों ने 1 रुपया भी नहीं लिया फिल्म के
नहीं,
लिए।
ओनली प्रभास है ना, मोहनलाल जी पैसे नहीं लिया, क्योंकि मोहनलाल जी और अक्षय और प्रभास प्रभास मेरा मेरा ब्रदर है।
हाँ।
एंड मोहनलाल जी का सामने मैं उनका बेटा जैसा हूँ, और वो दोनों सिर्फ ये फिल्म मेरा पिताजी से रेस्पेक्ट और लव से किया ये फिल्म। एंड आई एम रियली ग्रेटफुल, they don't need to do this movie, but they did it. Well, coming to Mr. Akshay ji this is the first time I'm meeting Mr. Akshay Kumar. And why should he do it free for me? I have no relationship with him. And he was right, and he did cut his fee. I'll be honest with you. And I didn't pay him anything until he finished the movie. And on the last day of the film, he was signing the agreement. I said, why Akshay ji? बात दिया ना, बस आपका agreement नहीं चाहिए, I'll take your word. He said, my people might do a mistake, Vishnu, but this is for safety, just take it. And I gave him the money after almost 45 to 60 days later. And he never once called me and said, I need the money. He said, you give me when you want to do it. I gave the money because it wasn't right on my part to hold back the money also.
You know, I remember you stood for Akshay Kumar. आप खड़े हो गए थे अक्षय कुमार के लिए जब एक फैन ने कॉल आउट किया था कि उनके सबसे ज्यादा मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ डिजास्टर फिल्म्स अक्षय कुमार के, पर आप खड़े हो गए अक्षय कुमार के लिए. Where did that come from?
See, you cannot take the superstardom of Mr. Akshay Kumar. He's a brilliant actor, okay, and just because someone says it was in a very freaky thing where I was doing a Q&A session in Twitter X now.
Yes.
And someone said that, and I didn't like it. I respect Mr. Akshay Kumar, and my respect for him grew more after I worked with him. So I felt the need to just correct that gentleman.
How nice. Appreciate that, brother. We've seen Kamal Hassan sir, Rajinikanth sir come here, do a lot of Hindi films. Now we're finding, courtesy films like yours, jab Bollywood actors are now moving towards South to do films.
The lead actors today are coming in. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The lead actors are coming in, but actors like lot of the heroines of yesteryears, we were taking from the South. Everybody were coming down South and acting, and from South, you people stole many of our beautiful women. For example, you stole Miss Sri Devi. She became so busy here. She was hardly coming back there. Like Miss Jayprada, all these, Miss Rekha, all these people, they're brilliant actors. They came, they shifted their base here because, the adulation and the kind of opportunities they got here were constant, and so we missed out on them. The same thing now. What's going to happen is that even our audience, because of the explosion of the OTTs, for example, my mother, now she doesn't know Hindi. Okay. Now most of the Hindi movies are dubbed in Telugu. She's happily watching it on OTT. So now she's relating to all the actors and everybody over, and her new favorite is the gentleman from Bhool Bhulaiya, Mr.
Karthik Aaryan.
No, the comedian who has this thing on his head, Mr. Rajpal Yadav ji. Yeah, my mom's new favorite is him. She rolls over laughs on that.
On a favorite list, where are you?
Oh, my mom's. For my mom, I'll be the on the top, right? She likes me more than my dad's thing.
क्या वाकई में वो हेल्प करता है जब पिताजी एक प्रोड्यूसर होते हैं फिल्म में, or does it become even more tougher to work in that film because पिताजी प्रोड्यूसर है?
It becomes easier. आसान होता है, but responsibility भी ज़्यादा होता है. Because now you have a liberty of not compromising. At the same time, you have to be very cautious that just because you got a blank check, you don't go wayward.
In fact, one of your actors, Raghu Babuji, ne kaha tha. You know that quote, right?
Yeah.
If anyone trolls the movie Kannappa, they will face the wrath and curse of Lord Shiva. इस statement पे आपको क्या कहना है?
You've heard of Mr. Brahmanandam ji also.
Of course, sir.
Brahmanandam sir and I were talking about it yesterday. I said, Uncle, did you hear what Raghuvanna told? He said, I also wanted to say the same thing, Vishnu. Now that fellow said it in a very aggressive tone. So even when you look at the theatre where he was saying it was an event where we were talking, when he was talking about it, everybody were laughing. It was a funny thing which he said. It was actually on a funny note what he said. That got constructed in a very different way. So, like they say, he wasn't talking about reviewers or anything on that. And people who were like, you can't troll on Lord Shiva was what he meant to say. And that came up on Kannappa, and that was very funny for all of us.
In fact, एक और था, I love your responses, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, बहुत टाइम से मैं आपको फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, so I was very interested in chatting with you. ट्वीट चल रहा था, वह संदीप रेड्डी वांगास, भद्राचलम पिक्चर्स, उन्होंने कहा they're looking for aspiring actors, and pump from your Twitter handle comes your statement saying applied. What's the truth?
There's no truth. Later many of them told that I put them in a very embarrassing situation. One among the common friends who we have, because they couldn't reply back to me on Twitter, nor they could call and say, they didn't know whether I was serious or bantering. Someone put it up on, it came in my social media feed, and I was just going to bed, and I was like, okay, yeah, I applied too. I just wanted to be funny. But then the next day when I was at office, people are like, they actually ran stories on the news networks that, I'm a part of the movie. And I was like, oh shit, this is going in a different direction, which I didn't want it to go. It was funny, but yeah.
डेलुलू सोलुलू बच्चे की जान लोगे क्या हाई ऑन चाय चाय प्रेमी विचित्र प्राणी बुलाती है मगर जाने का नहीं yes Angar's latest collection of t-shirts hoodies jumpsuits are out trendy cool new designs with slogans that you and I see in our daily lives at affordable prices. Also, if you're an Angar customer, if you have the Angar merchandise with you, click pics with them and post it on your Instagram and tag me at @Sid_Kannan and I would love to repost them. Angar pehno or Angar machao.
I love the way you stand up for your own people, which is so beautiful. आप मूवी आर्टिस्ट एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट हैं. आपने एक लेटर भेजा था सिंटा को about the Prabhas being called a joker by Arshad Varsi. And I like the fact that you stood up for your own people. Where does that courage come from?
See, I'm in a responsible position. And I'm also sure Mr. Arshad Varsi did not mean what he said. But as actors, we have a very powerful voice. And statements like that can divide the unity which we already have. We should try to unite the industry, and it's a beautiful period where we are all growing. And that's why I sent a letter to Sinita saying that could you please ask, not just Mr. Arshad Varsi, but others in general to refrain from doing this, because we do not want small things to escalate, especially like we both were talking. In this generation of social media, I don't want to elaborate it more.
We are not part of this generation.
We are not part of the generation.
FYI.
You cough, they're offended. You sneeze, you're offended. And on social media, the fan wars are getting ugly. And I didn't want that to escalate. So I just wanted it to be a full stop, that we addressed it. So the matter's addressed. So leave it as it is.
Manchu Parivar, family, also gets a certain amount of criticism.
We do get it.
But do you feel sometimes it becomes zadai overbearing and unfair?
See, brother, I'll tell you one thing. My philosophy of life is if I'm going to be bothered about what 25, 30 people around me are talking about me, I will not be able to reach the goal what I set out for. I don't bother about what other people think, as long as my heart is clear and my path is really, clear. If I start addressing each and every one of them around me, then I'll be just answering all the people. You cannot satisfy everybody, okay? And that's one fundamental thing. You do what you have to and you believe in. You're not here to satisfy other people's egos. You just focus on your path and keep going.
आप शिव डिवोटी है खुद?
हाँ.
You believe in
Yes,
supreme
of
powers?
course.
Are you spiritual?
I am spiritual. But my spirituality is a little different from others. I believe in having conversation with God at any time, any point, anywhere. You don't just need to go to the temple to, take the blessings of God. I believe that God is in me, in my heart. And I have a conversation with Him when I want to have a conversation. And God is everywhere. That's what I believe in.
I mean, there's a WhatsApp group of Telugu actors where supposedly Rana's there, Ram Charan, everyone's there. And whenever someone gets a trailer out, they put it there so everyone can tweet it or spread the word around. Are you part of the Telugu industry WhatsApp group of actors?
I was.
Why did you get out of it?
Because it was too taxing for me. If you're there in it, you have to be responsible for it. And if you're not there in it, you're a little protected. So I told Bunny and Rana started it, and I told them, God, Ross, you need anything, just text me, man. There's too much in there, and there are too many women in there, and I'm too shy with women around me. Hardly have a conversation, so I'm like, keep me out of it.
Allu Arjun, Junior NTR, Rana, Ram Charan, are you all like very, very thick?
We all grew up together, so we're all just a phone call away for each and every one of them.
Is there an emotional connect also strongly for each other?
Of course. See, one of the best things our fathers have given us are these relationships. And it's up to us how to take these relationships forward.
How nice. You take care of 120 orphans also, no? Do you do that?
Yes.
How important is it for actors to give back?
See, we actors are here with a certain stardom only by the blessings of the audience. How we give back to the society is individually each and every one of them. Some people would like to donate it to a temple. Some people would like to give it to orphanages. Some people like to do it. I'm a pro-chancellor of a university, Mohan Babu University, named after my father. It's a 33-year-old university. We have 20,000 kids studying there. And I adopted about 120 kids because I felt like doing it. For some odd reason, in this phase of life, I'm going to sound very old school, but in this phase of life, I'm not very keen on spending money on watches or bags or, of course, luxury is that for you to enjoy. But this current state of mind for me is that, let me just go to an orphanage, just spend time there. And in that I want to do, this is something I'm able to do. God give me something. And I want to give back whatever small bit I can do that. I'm old school, so let's not talk about that.
That makes two of us. How united is the Telugu film industry?
As united as what the Hindi industry is. All film industries are like families. Families are complicated. We do have our differences, but we do come together. So at the end of the day, family is family. You can't say no to anybody within the family.
Which was that moment that made you feel very proud of the Telugu film industry? Let me say, actors of your generation, where they all came together for a certain thing and that made you even more proud of your Telugu film industry.
There are many incidences where I'm very proud of. Many incidences.
Can you tell me one anecdote, please?
See, one thing is that when Mr. Keeravani won the Oscar award, the recent past, it's beautiful. One thing which I felt humongously proud was when Allu Arjun won the national award. Okay, though I called him up and I told him, bloody fellow, with a hint of jealousy, I'm telling you, I'm proud that, you're the first Telugu lead actor to win the national award. But you did a phenomenal performance. I spoke to him. You should enjoy life, give positivity. One actor is not going to steal away my stardom and I'm not going to steal away his stardom. So enjoy each other's stardom, We are here in a very limited time. So throw as much as positivity you can.
Can you just pick up the phone and call any one of them at 3 a.m. and say, I'm going through these tough times, will you have my back?
If I call them at 3 a.m., the first thing is they're going to have a heart attack. They're going to say, Vishnu called me at 3 a.m. What the hell is wrong? Something must be seriously wrong. That's the thing. At night, 11:30, I couldn't sleep one day, so I called a friend of mine who owns a biryani joint, in Hyderabad. His name is Raza. I was like, I'm not able to sleep today. I don't know why. I called him and said, "Arey yaar, come, let's go for a restaurant." He was like, "Kisko marna hai? Kya hua? Kahan jana hai? Kisko phone karna hai?" I was like, "Arey, why would I call you for anything of that sort? No, you sleep by 9:30. Why are you calling me at 11:30? I was like, no, just come on." So I troubleshoot things for people back there. So if they are going to call, if I'm going to call people, then that's something serious.
Deep down, do you have this aspiration कि मुझे एक full-fledged, hardcore Hindi film करना है?
No.
नहीं है. क्यों?
There is a character which if there's a movie where there's a beautiful character which comes to me, I would love to do it irrespective of the language.
Who's your biggest strength?
There are two people who are my biggest strength. My father and my wife Vinny.
Yeah.
And both of them are my inspirations. Both of them.
How? Which ways?
In a lot of different ways. Vinny for being the strong woman she is and for handling all the things she does, and my father for being an inspiration by just living his life. And from having nothing, with 2 shirts, from being, my father tells it with a hint of pride and arrogance that he's a self-made man. He had only 2 shirts. He started his career by sleeping in a car shed. He was a physical education teacher. He didn't have money to eat 3 meals a day, not even 2 meals. And from there, today, he's given me a platform like this, and I have to work hard. And I have to, achieve 10 times more than what he achieved. That's when I believe I'll be a worthy son.
I wish that you end up being this respected actor.
Thank you, my brother.
Globally as well.
Thank you.
Fascinating talking to you, man.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing what you do for orphan kids.
Thank you.
And I believe in you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you.
respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.